Quick pause in your regularly scheduled program. I just wanted to quickly announce that I will be hosting another exclusive group lesson at this date and time right here. Now, if you don't know how the lessons work, every participant gets their own 10-minute exclusive block to talk one-on-one with me, where I can answer any questions they have card magic mentalism related. I can critique your sleights and effects, help you with effects, or any other questions you might have. Not only that, you get to watch the entire lesson and learn from all the different questions and subtleties and effects that I might go over while answering everyone else's questions. And to top it all off, at the end of every lesson there is a bonus 20-30 minute jam session where you jam with myself and all the other attendees. You get more opportunities to ask questions, and sometimes you even get some incredible bonus effects that I teach that I haven't taught anywhere else. Now, if you are interested in the next group lesson, make sure to go sign up at the link in the description. There are only 10 spots available, so spots will fill up quickly, so make sure you jump on it, and I look forward to seeing all of you in the next lesson. What is good, guys? It is Reed and welcome back to another video. Today I have something a little bit different. I'm going to be going over my handling of the spread force. Now, the spread force is an absolutely incredible move. It's the force that I use the most, my go-to force, and my handling of it really just takes it to the next level. Now, why do I say this is a little bit different? Well, I have actually taught my handling of the spread force before, but it was one of my first videos ever, very cringy. If you want a good laugh, go ahead and watch it. I'll link it in the cards. Though it still has some good information, but I feel now I can do a much better job of teaching it, getting the key points across, and making the video look a lot better than it did back then. And I feel this video is heavily underrated, and I feel now with a bigger channel, this is a really awesome force that I want to be able to share with more people. So I am going to be updating and making a new tutorial on that. Now, I might do this with some of my other old videos that I really don't like and want to kind of get off the channel, but we'll see how it goes. We'll see if you guys like this style. So let me know in the comments if you like this, if you'd like to see more videos like this. Leave a like, drop a comment, all that good stuff. Now, I would like to say, if you have not heard yet, guys, I just recently launched channel memberships. So if you head over to the memberships tab, you can check out the 3 different tiers where you can sign up, help support the channel, help me continue to produce the content that I do, while also getting some pretty cool perks. If you join the top tier, you actually get free access to every one of my group lessons that I do while you're a member. The next group lesson is happening on Sunday, December 10th at 11 a.m. So if you'd like to join that, you can sign up in the link in the description or go sign up for the memberships on the membership tab. Also, if you'd like to check out private lessons, you also can at the link below. Now, guys, let's not waste any more time. Let's jump into my handling of the spread force, and I hope you enjoy this absolutely killer force. All right, guys, let me show you a quick demo on the spread force. So I'll spread through the cards. The spectator can actually touch any card they want. They could touch this one, this one, this one. It really doesn't matter. Let's say they go through and they stop here. I'm going to show them that they actually stopped on the Jack of Hearts, and of course, that is a force that was completely in my control. All right, guys, so that is my handling of the spread force. Now, if you don't know, the original spread force and how it's often done is a card is culled underneath the spread. You're spreading cards in between the culled card and the spread. And when the spectator calls stop, you're gonna tap the deck like this to square everything up, which is actually gonna align that bottom card that was in cull with the deck, and then you turn up to show them what card they selected. So at speed, you're gonna go through, tap where they stop, and it's a force. Now, that's great. It's a great force. It's not too difficult, but there's always that question: why are we tapping the deck to square it to show? Now, I don't think it's something that spectators question too much, but for me, I wanted something that felt more organic, where we go through, they touch stop, and I just lift up the deck like this, and it appears that the card that they stopped on is exactly that force card without anything apparently happening. So that was also the force right there. I just did it. And now let me show you how this works. Now, like I said, I have taught this before. This is going to be sort of an updated handling and an updated video quality, and it's probably going to be taught a lot better than it was back then. But I have linked the previous tutorial in the cards that you can go check out, because in the other uses and ideas section, there were some pretty cool, neat ideas and different handlings of this particular move that I think you guys could find very useful. So you can go check that out if you'd like. Anyway, so for the spread force, you want to start with your force card in a couple of different positions. Depends on what you're comfortable with. I always start with it on the bottom. For me, it's the easiest to quickly get a card to the bottom at any point and be ready and be set up. You can also do it from the top, and I'll show you how you do that in a second. Or a lot of people like to do it a few cards down. Now, in terms of setting up, obviously the bottom or the top is the easiest. In my opinion, the best looking in terms of fair feeling and sort of no discrepancies would be either starting with on the bottom or a few cards in. So what you need to do is get that force card into cull. So if we start with it fourth from the top, and all you would need to do is get that card on top and shuffle 1, 2, 3 on top of it, and now you're set up ready to force. As you go to spread the cards, asking the spectator to touch one, you would simply execute a cull of that fourth card down. You can do the third, the fifth, whatever you want, but the fourth card is usually a good number. And now you have your force card in the cull position. If you need a tutorial on the cull, I will link that over here. The other option and my preferred option is to do it on the bottom. Again, the reason for that is it's very easy if the card's lost in the middle to go through and cut that card to the bottom, and now I'm ready to go for the force. What I'm going to do is as I begin to spread, I'm going to bring the middle finger way inside the gap between the middle finger and the ring finger of my left hand. It's going to go way in here, and as I'm pushing over to spread, I'm just going to pull this card with me and slightly lift these fingers to let it slide along the spread as I spread the cards. There's a potential flash at the front here, so all you need to do to hide that is tilt the deck down, and that flash is much more hidden. If you also let the card drop, you'll get that flash there, so you want to keep it tight against the spread. So with all that put together and sort of a bigger action hides a smaller action type of concept, you can actually get that pretty invisible, and you have the card into cull, and now you go here. And again, it's not something spectators are looking for. Even if they see a little something like that, again, they have no idea what that means. They just think it's another card, and it's nothing to worry about. So I prefer to start like this from the bottom, and I'm right into the cull. The easier option is going to be from the top in terms of it's practical. It's very easy to get a card to the top, and it's a bit easier than getting a card into cull if you're not good at that, but it does have the biggest discrepancy. But all you would do is you take that top card as you begin to spread, and you pull it into your hand, sort of in how you would hold a card in dealer's grip, almost in your opposite hand. Pull it into your hand, and then just start spreading on top of it like this. And again, at speed, you say, all right, I'm just gonna go through the cards. I just want you to take a card like this. And if you do it casual, and you just say, I'm gonna go through the cards like this, I just want you to pick a card you want, that card easily gets forgotten, and it looks very natural, and it's completely hidden by the spread underneath. Now, the main difference here is how you're going to display the cards. So what you're going to do is you're going to go through, and I like to take my time here. It's important that you say, I want you to just touch a card, okay? And just reach in and just take one finger and just touch a card that you want. I like to say that. Take one finger and just touch a card, just to make sure they don't pull one or kind of mess up your spread. Now, you want to kind of keep your spread fairly straight, fairly even. You don't want to curve it or anything. That definitely helps. And you want a nice, consistent rhythm. So you come in, top hand, thumb on top, middle finger in here, then you're gonna have a straddle grip with the left hand. Now the straddle grip is important. We want our ring finger on top with our pinky on the bottom, and that's gonna help keep these cards in a nice straight line, right? Because they're straddled with this hand. So as you push over, okay, your thumb's gonna be doing all the work to get the spread going, and this hand is just gonna pull and then come back like an accordion, and then pull and then come back. And you're slowly feeding cards into the pile over here. So you see this pile here is gonna get bigger. Each time I come back, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, kind of like an accordion, while this left thumb just keeps moving very quickly. So that's a quick tip on your spread. So you're gonna come through, you're gonna spread, and you're just gonna go not too fast, not too slow. You just say, here, just touch any card you want. When they touch a card, okay, and you can let them change their mind, you want to separate for a moment at that point where they've touched. So if they touch this card, you're gonna separate like this. Now, once I have that card into cull, all that's happening that's different is the cards are being spread into that sort of pocket. So you let your fingers release and make a pocket here, and when you're first starting, you can make it pretty big. You're just gonna have to tilt the deck down or pull the card back down a little bit more to help hide that flash at the front, right, if you pull it back. But as you get better, you can keep this really tight against the spread and continue to feed cards in there. One tip that also helps is having a bit of angle. So you bend the cards down just a little bit, nothing too obvious, but just very slightly, and it can really help create that separation so you don't end up losing the force card in the spread like that. So once you get that card into cull, essentially, like I said, you're just feeding the cards in there, and whenever they call stop, you're just gonna squeeze, okay? Squeeze that card and lift. Okay, lift wherever card they stop at, you're gonna lift. Now you need to make sure the card that they stop at is fed just underneath, just slightly underneath that cull card, so that when you grip, it stays, right? If it's outside, it's gonna fall down like that. So you're going through, you have your culled card, and when they touch stop here, you're just gonna go and push it over so that you know that this card is now underneath this one, that 8 of spades, and you're gonna clip on it, and now you can pick up like this. Now from the bottom, it only looks like 2 cards, but from the top, it looks like a whole spread of cards, right? Which is great. Now, all we need to do is align this card with this card, and we've completed it. And like I said, how that's done often is pushing that card into the force card, but why not push the force card into the selection? So how we're gonna accomplish that is with a couple of different things. So once you pick up, and that's very important, the reason you're gonna pick up is just to question, are they sure they want that one? Now, if they said no, you just put this back down, open up the spread again, and continue spreading till they choose another card. So it's no problem if they say no, but 90% of the time they're gonna say yes. So you go through, they touch this one, you separate, and you say, are you sure, this one right here. And this moment of a quick little mini separation just has to come apart is gonna get you in perfect position to now align that with this card. So again, at speed, you go through, you say, all right, just touch any card you want, just touch it. Let's say they touch this one right here, and you say, okay, this one here, are you sure? And you also wanna flick it with your thumb, just to 1, emphasize that you're talking about this one, and 2, it's gonna give you, again, that kind of justification as to why you separate the cards. Now, when they say yes, what's gonna happen is you're gonna align this edge with this packet. You're gonna use this as a wall, because you need something to push this card and line it up with this edge, and you're gonna use this part of this deck. The other thing you need is you need leverage. If you tried to just push this card, it's not gonna work. And how you get that leverage is by using this left hand's thumb while you're kind of gesturing to flick. Once they say yes, you're gonna just apply a little bit of pressure with that top thumb right on this card here. And now you have leverage, and you can actually grip this card like this, which means you have leverage to push against. So how it looks, you say this one right here. Now this edge is gonna come about right on the halfway line of this card. You're gonna line it up here, thumb's gonna come on top of it, and now you should be able to push this card over until it aligns with this packet here, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be aligned top and bottom, like on this top edge and bottom edge. It's not a huge deal, but it does help the more accurate it is, and you'll just get better with that with practice, but you just want to align it against this far edge. And when you take it away, it looks totally like the card they touched is the one they chose, but actually the one they touched is a completely different card. So that's the move that you're going to need to practice. And to show you it again, so they call stop on this one, you say this one right here, they say yes, you're gonna put it against this packet, put your thumb on it, and then push the card over, okay? So to show you underneath what's happening, push it over, okay? Now that's gonna take a bit of practice. You know, you're gonna have cards falling out of your hand and that sort of thing, but just stick with it, it's very doable. You come like this, the fingers, you know, crunch in a little bit, and then use those fingertips to push it over. Now, how to hide all of this and how to do it convincingly, well, you're gonna go through, you're gonna say this one right here, and then as you come up, right, you put your thumb down, and as you come up into view is when you're gonna push the card over. So that happens on the way up. Now, I tend to exaggerate this motion just a touch more. You know, regular, I might go like this, and this, I might go like this. So I just kind of take a little bit of extra time, a little slower, and a little bit more of a bigger gesture to kind of hide it. So it comes like that, right? So you can see how it will look. I'll show you. I'm not in position right now. I'm gonna get here, and then I'm gonna push it all in one gesture, right? And that happens, but you don't really see that pushing happening because it's hidden, right? So the card's back here, and then that happens all in one motion, okay? And it gets pushed over. So what's happening underneath is I use these fingers, right? I grab, and I'm just gonna pull them in. I'm gonna kick it and extend with that index finger at the end. And that's why when I lift up, it always looks like this. So watch this again at speed here. You can see underneath what's happening, like that, okay? So my fingers are curled on the call card, right? And when I'm ready, I get my position on the card, and then they're gonna kick and extend with the middle finger. And that's, or the index finger rather, and that's what gets the card all the way out until it contacts that edge. Definitely important to be, you know, very natural. Treat this exactly how you would when you're normally having a card selected and spread. It should feel very free, very loose. Now anyone, you can choose this one, you can choose this one, doesn't matter. Let's say they choose this one right here, it's the Jack of Hearts every time, right? The last thing I want to mention, and one thing I love about this, is using this as kind of a peek versus like a control. So in the control version, what I would do is I'd go through, they'd touch it, and then I'd go like this, and I'm going to use the middle finger of the left hand to up jog that card, close the spread, and then take it out, and that's how I hand it to them, right? Because we're showing it to them first, and the reason you do that obviously is so you can achieve the force, but in their mind it actually is maybe a bit more fair because you're showing them it instantly, and now they can take the card out, right? So there's nothing, no discrepancy of here, pull out this card while they don't, you know, see what it is till the last second. You actually get to show them, okay, this is the card you want. Here, take it out and take it, right? You can let them pull it out if you didn't want to see it. But what I actually prefer to use this for is a peek, or kind of a thought of card, where I say, here, just touch any card you want. Here, and I say, just think of that one, just remember it. You have it, and this, I'm like this, but my head is turned, right? My head is turned the entire time. You guys have seen me use this force a lot in performance like that. And now I can close up and hand it out instantly for a shuffle, and I know exactly the identity of their card. No peek necessary, don't have to touch the deck, and it's an instant, you know, thought of card from a shuffled deck, or selected card from a shuffled deck. So how you can kind of think of that and how that would kind of look, and I can almost do this whole thing looking away, but I'll usually call, I'll go through, and then when they touch one and I see which one they want, just as I go, this one right here, I'll turn my head, they say yes, and I say, look, okay, here, remember that card? Okay, perfect, take that, shuffle it. And that's so fair, and I know exactly the identity of that card because it was a force. Alright guys, that is it for me in this video. I hope you loved my sort of updated tutorial on the spread force. A lot of the mechanics are the same, haven't changed much because it is an incredible move. But I hope if you haven't seen this video before, that you now see how powerful this is, and hopefully you feel bad that you've missed it because it's been on my channel for like 3 years. But let me know if you guys have seen this video before. If you haven't seen it before, if this is your first time, let me know in the comments. If you'd like to see me kind of update some of my old tutorials that aren't so good, also let me know. And if you like more tutorials, don't forget to like, hit that subscribe button, share the video. If you guys would like to check out some private lessons, of course you can at the link below. Just sitting down now, filming like 8 or 9 new videos, getting ready to go into the winter and have the next couple of months of videos ready. So make sure you stick around and hit that subscribe button because we got a lot of great stuff coming. With all that said, guys, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.